Welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. All right, y'all. So the clips have been in the news a lot lately. They just dropped a recent track, very good track, man. Go check it out on my channel. I did a review on it. Also, the GQ article spoke about a lot, a lot of controversy on while the album was pushed back. Their issues with Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Like they wanted the Kendrick Lamar feature taken off. You know how Pusha T feels about Kanye and Drake. Very good article, man. Like I said, I went in depth on that. On my channel. Go check out that video. But more news has come out from their manager. This has come from Billboard.com. Steve Victor on the insane amount of money it took for Pusha T and Clipse to exit Def Jam. Pretty much they had to pay the way out because Def Jam, they want some. I was going to say something else, but Def Jam was tripping pretty much, right? It says after Pusha T refused to change a guest verse from Kendrick Lamar on the upcoming Clipse album, he bought his way out of his record deal, manager Victor explains, right? I mean, one thing I can get at Clipse, man, they standing 10 toes down. And that's one thing I do like. It's like, look, man, they wanted them to censor Kendrick's verse. They were like, now we're not going to censor his verse. Then they're like, oh, we'll take it off. Like, we're not taking it off. And so it's like, hey, look, all right, well, we out. Hey, Jay-Z picked them up over at Rock Nation. They're releasing the album how they want to release it now. Because of the optics of Pusha T and Kendrick together, it looks bad for Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's like, well, he's not even dissing Drake. And to me, that's just, but Drake is soft, though. Anyway, man, to go on. It says early in 2024, Clipse prepared to play a new album for their label, Def Jam. While these types of playbacks can be routine, this one was frightened with extra significance. The rap duo composed of brothers Pusha T and Malice had not released an album together since 2009. Clipse is one of the best duos of all time in hip-hop, but yeah, it's been a while since they dropped a project. It says their comeback soon hit a speed bump. One song on the new album featured a guest verse from Kendrick Lamar, who spent part of 2024 in a venomous back and forth with Drake, in which he dog walked. It doesn't say that, but yes, he did get dog walked. And as Pusha T recently told GQ, Lamar's presence on the Clipse track made Def Jam's parent company, Universal Music Group, uncomfortable. Not because of what Kendrick was saying, but just the fact of them together on the song. That's some bull. Good Lord. Oh, man. Good God. I'm definitely going to be checking out that case, that UMG and Drake case. I'm going to be following that like a hawk, man, because if Drake wins that, that's really bad. It's really bad for hip hop because think about all the songs that people are going to have to censor, man, their verses, bro. That's really bad. I think that's bad for music in general because now at this point, record labels going to be like, oh, shoot, man, I can get sued because you said this and that. Like, nah, it's bad. That's really bad for music if he wins. Not just hip hop, definitely for hip hop, but if he wins, it's really bad for music in general. Says they wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which of course I was never doing. Pusha T told the publication, and then they wanted me to take off the record. I already talked about that. Says Clip refused. Anyway, now this is when Victor talks about. Says even though the rapper still owed Def Jam albums, he paid a 7-figure sum to get out of the deal, according to a longtime manager, Stephen Victor. If you're an artist, your whole life is to create art and put it out. Victor says, if someone is telling you that you can't do that, or you have to do it within the confines of whatever box they put you in, that's like creative jail. Reps for Universal Music and Def Jam did not respond to requests for comment because, they're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to hear what they got to say about it, but yeah, they're in the wrong. Pusha T has his own antagonistic history with Drake, which culminated in the sketching 2018 diss record, The Story Adidon. All right, story time. Story time. I was working at TSA at the time. I remember because, I used to have to get up like at 1 o'clock in the morning and be at work at 3. Horrible, horrible hours, man. It's horrible on your body. Anyway, I remember I got to work and there's a bunch of people there who listen to hip hop and stuff like that. Of course, I'm one of the ones. When that diss track, I listened to the track before I got to work. I was like, oh my gosh. Bro, when we got to work, that's all everybody was talking about. Yo, this man got a son. Pusha T destroyed him, bro. What did that man? To this day, man, one of the craziest verses he said on that joint, you a deadbeat mother playing Border Patrol. Yo, when he said that, I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard when he said it, but I'm like, dang. So yeah, I remember when that track dropped, man. I was at work when it dropped. It surprised everybody. It surprised all of us. But at the same time, yeah, Drake had nothing for that. Drake had nothing for that. Now they did say Drake did have a diss track that he was going to drop. Jay Prince stepped in. That didn't happen. Now they were saying that Pusha T, a lot of things that were happening behind the scenes with Pusha T, he was getting pushed back from the labels. They were saying you can't say this or that, saying that, Drake was pulling strings behind the scenes. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that all because yeah, man, that he got out. You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't know that about him. So, and that's one thing about Drake. That's one thing Kendrick did. I think a lot of people really don't know. The thing about Drake, how you get him is you attack his character. You attack his character as a man, and that's what Kendrick did. And that's what Pusha T did. They dissected his character. They got at him, you know, and that was hard for him. That was hard for him. Like you could tell, especially in that hard part 6, he had nothing left in the ammo. He was real, like push-ups, well, not push-ups, but like Family Matters. You know, he was real comfortable and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was like confident. After Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, he had nothing left in the tank. He got like he got knocked down twice. You know what I'm saying? That last one, he just got knocked down. Yeah, he lost the fight. You know what I mean? But I think that's why the whole, you know, UMG case is going on with Drake and everything like that, because he's upset that Not Like Us wasn't censored, because he's used to stuff being censored for him, you know what I'm saying, not being pushed out. So that's why he's upset about that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't claim defamation when you yourself were in a battle, you know? So he's upset that they didn't block, you know what I'm saying, or censor that song, you know, especially the word, you know, the PDF file. So that boy's soft, bro. This guy, he's so soft, dog. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but good God, man, it just makes it even harder to like him. And I'm a hip hop fan, but that's just like, I can't stand dudes like that. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, man, going on. So pretty much, man, like he had to drop a whole lot of money. Pusha T, you know, in the Clipse and everything like that. And that's one thing I do give them, man. Hey, they stood 10 toes down for what they believe in. And that's something I can respect. You know what I'm saying? I've been through something like that in my personal life where you feel like, dog, it's just you know what I'm saying? And you don't have a lot of people in your corner, but at the end of the day, you got to stand up and believe, you know, stand up and what's the word I'm looking for? Believe in yourself. I'll just put it like that. Just believe in yourself, believe in your cause, knowing at the end of the day, man, it's the right, you know, it's the right path to take. You know, I can say that I've been through something like that personally. So, hey, I respect them for being, you know, real ones for that. You know what I mean? Just like, nah, we're not going to change up our art. This is art. We ain't going to do the homie wrong, because, you know, he came through for us and he has a good verse. So I respect that even more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this album when it drops. Like I said, I'm going to be checking out, I'm going to be following that whole UMG and Drake case very closely. Because I want to say in June, we're going to get some more news from that and stuff like that. So yeah, man, tell me what you guys think about this whole article with the whole Clipse, man. Like I said, they had to put out some money to get out of their deal with Def Jam. But at the end of the day, I think it's the right thing. And they're over there, Rock Nation, with Jay-Z right now. And we shall see, man. There's rumors about Jay-Z and possibly Nas on that album. Bro, if you get Jay-Z, Nas, and you got a Kendrick Lamar on your Clipse album, on Pharrell production, yeah, that's hard, bro. That's hard. I can't wait to hear it. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I hope everybody has a blessed day. I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.